Previously, on 20 Ways to Die.
Heroes of Greenest, we come to summon you, the council at Waterdeep. Leosin wishes to talk to you.
My companions and I have been summoned to meet with the council.
Yes, we've been told of your coming, but we had no idea this is the kind of interest you would make.
Leosin holds his hand up. You see that he's either distracted or something, but he holds his hand up for silence and he says, Do you hear that? There's no sound from outside. The city has gone unnaturally quiet. So, when last we left our heroes, Leosin from the Harpers met up with them and took them to a nearby tavern. In the tavern, they were catching up on everything that went on, and in the middle of speaking, all of a sudden a wave of silence hit the city, and that's where we left off. So, go ahead.
Gameth will walk up to one of the windows and take a look outside and see what I see.
So when the silence hit, or when Leosin kind of put his hand up to tell you guys to be quiet when he was trying to listen and see what was going on, the animals and some of the people kind of stopped for a second, but then everything kind of resumed as normal, and it looks like the people outside are kind of just shrugging it off. The animals have lowered their heads back to graze or to drink water or whatever they were doing initially, but otherwise everything's moving around as normal.
Hey, Leosin, do you know what the hell that was?
I'm not sure what that was, but it was certainly strange. Perhaps someone in the council will know more about it.
Oh yeah, we were supposed to meet with them, weren't we? So do we have like a meeting set up with them, or do we just walk in there?
Tonight, while you rest, I will go and try to rally the council together. They have been difficult to corral, but now that you are here, I'm sure everyone will be interested in meeting. So please, take time tonight to rest and recuperate.
Awesome, I am exhausted. Moving a castle ain't easy.
You moved the castle yourself?
Yeah.
Yes.
My boy Grimmeth and I.
Oh, that's remarkable.
Yeah,
And this castle, have you cleared it of any kind of enemies or anything, or any danger to the land?
Well, just don't go in there, okay?
And why would we need to avoid it? Should I send a retinue of guards?
So there's just the normal giants, and I don't know what else is in there. Ogres and vampiric demon spawn, but no, it's fine.
What?
Just don't go in there.
You brought this to the outskirts of Waterdeep?
Well, we kind of neutralized them first, didn't we? I mean, they kind of just disappeared, and
they've
forgot
been
about it.
neutralized for quite a while.
And by neutralized, you mean eliminate?
In a sense.
The cloud giant in charge that owns the castle said he took care of it. So what that means exactly, I don't know. I'm guessing they just killed them all, but we'd have to ask him.
Well, I will take your word then, and if you vouch for this cloud giant that he will be able to control his denizens of his own realm or his keep, then perhaps there won't be any need for any extra measures.
No, he hates the cults just every bit as much as we do. I honestly do not think that he's going to be a problem.
Okay, that is good to know. Well, rest, and I've already paid for your dinner meal here and for breakfast. Of course, I am unable to report any alcohol charges to my Harper's expenses, so that will be on you. We must catch up more, but when we have the time. But I can see you all are very weary from your travels, so I will leave you, and in the morning I will come talk to you. And hopefully we can rouse all the council members to meet.
Yes, that would be excellent.
I guess I'd like to grab him before he leaves. Just kind of like outside while we're walking away or whatever.
Okay. So like you kind of follow him out a little bit, and you catch up to him, and I say, yes, Florestan, what is it?
So we'll get into it a little bit later, but we've been through a lot of stuff, and it's kind of been bugging me a little bit. So I don't know if you remember, but earlier you had invited me to join the Harpers, right?
Yes, of course.
So that was that something like we were serious about, or were you just trying to manipulate us into doing whatever it is with the dragon cult?
My dear Florestan, there's no manipulation involved in offering you membership to my guild. Our organization is loosely based, and although there are rules, we allow our members to operate autonomously as needed. We are not only working in the shadows, but we're also information gatherers primarily.
Right. Yeah, no, that's the thing though. So we were off doing like all sorts of shit, and I honestly, I'm being honest with you right now, I felt alone and exposed. And what would help me a lot is, I don't know, just noticing like the information network, being part of it, noticing who I can talk to, how to talk to them, how to get information across. Because honestly, there were a couple times when we could have used backup, or when there was something that you really needed to know, and I was just kind of stuck with this group, as wonderful as they are, but I really need to get information out, and I don't know how.
Absolutely. Here, come over to the side where less curious ears can hear, and he kind of takes you over to the side of in between two buildings in the alley, and he says, yes, well, I know that you guys left in a haste, and that was necessary at the moment. I did have some of my agents following you and tracking you, but I fear we lost you as soon as you guys, I believe, teleported to the Great Peak Mountains from the swamplands. From there, we lost your trail for a bit, but in the future, should you need to contact an agent of the Harpers, I will tell you this. Any town center or city center, go there first, and from there, go due east, and find a marking that looks like this. And he shows you, he like scribbles, or he scratches into the dirt a symbol, and it just looks like a circle with a diamond in it with a line through it or something like that. Once you find that due east of any city or town center, look for it scratched into a side of a building, a barrel, anything. This is what we use for all the areas so that our agents can meet together and talk.
That's very helpful. That's exactly what I needed. Thank you. And then
you do still have your badge, do you not?
Yeah, I do. And about that, I'd like to go into my pockets and pull out the badges for the group of Harpers that were killed in the inn and hand it out to them. Say, these are we found the group you sent after us, and I'm afraid they didn't make it. And that's part of the story we're going to be telling you, but I wanted you to have these. They belong to the organization, and I'm sorry that this had to happen.
This is troubling news. I wondered why they did not check in for a bit. Well, this mission carries a heavy burden, but it is of utmost importance. And hopefully you can help me tomorrow to relay that message to the council. Believe it or not, many of them are still caught up in their own accords and do not understand the importance or the levity of the danger we all face.
That's horrible. We will do everything we can. We have very, very convincing evidence. We will be sure to sway the people to make sure that we get this threat taken care of. That's not something you have to worry about from us.
Good. Yes, evidence and anything that you can show these fools. Excuse my language, but we must be diplomatic tomorrow and find a way to get their support, for they are powerful despite being stubborn and isolationist in some case. But yes, talk with your group, find the most pertinent pieces of evidence and that we can show this council, and hopefully we can gain their trust and then their support.
All right, yeah, no. Well, we'll talk tonight. We'll do that. You go take care of what you have to do. I've said my bit, and thank you for this information.
He nods and he takes like one kind of long glance through the Harper badges that you gave him, takes a deep breath, tucks them away into his tunic, looks at you one more time, and walks off.
I like reach up like I was gonna give him a hug, and then like he turns away, and it's just awkward, and I walk back into the inn.
All right, so you return back to your group. The rest of you are sitting around. Your dinner meal comes a little bit early. It's probably about maybe 4 or 5 p.m.
So guys, I just talked to Leosin for a second, and I said we had some pretty good evidence, but I don't think we have any evidence. Is that something we have, or did I just bullshit all of that?
We have Resmia's sword. It is sentient. It can explain what it is a part of.
I wouldn't count on the sword cooperating.
We could tell them, hey, we gonna let you drink lots of blood if you tell these people what you have been a part of before now.
We also have Blagothkis.
I don't know if they will trust the Cloud
Giant.
Giant.
Yeah.
That might not be a good idea, but we do have the Sky Fortress. That's gotta count for something,
Yeah,
right?
we have the whole castle.
Couldn't we also contact our ally in the cult?
Oh, her?
That is not exactly evidence we can bring forth to the council.
Yeah.
That would be another
Talus the White.
Sometime.
You mean?
Something at least. They can search the castle. I'm sure there's signs of the cult being there. We didn't touch any of the rooms. Resmir's room is still intact.
We can let a couple people in, but we're not inviting the council into the.
No, but
evidence. We are the Heroes of Greenest, who are specifically sent on this mission, and our presence was specifically requested here. Surely our word is good enough.
We also, now that I recall, we have a couple books that I have on me. A Dark Sermons research book, and we have the Beyond the Iron Gates book that we found in Skyreach Castle and Nairtar Castle.
All right,
Didn't Talus take one of those when they were after?
No, there were 3 books.
Oh, that was the third one? Okay.
I think. I'm pretty sure.
Just check your bag.
The research book we got at Nairtar Castle. Beyond the Iron Gates is the one written in Infernal. That one was at Skyreach Castle in Resmir's room.
And you were studying that one recently,
I studied that one, a few days ago before we left.
Yeah, so we definitely still have that one. I feel like that's probably good enough.
And that one, that's the one
evidence
that
of their intentions.
The rituals on bringing beings through from the 9 hells.
Oh, that's good. That's definitely good.
So we're gonna go in there. We're gonna say that the cult of the dragon is trying to bring back Tiamat.
We've been told
that's what this research.
Antar.
That's what this infernal book describes. Really, bringing Tiamat through.
And that's also what Antar and Talus told us the cult was trying to do.
Yeah.
And they're also collaborating
this is like the backup.
like wizards of Fae.
That's probably an important fact that we should let
And
them know.
I have Asbara's spell book.
All right,
I'm sure we'll figure something out.
we wanna turn in for the night?
Well, I want to go do a little bit of shopping if there's time.
We also want to consider the fact that the council might hook us up with some good stuff. You might want to wait till
I have
after the
this
fact.
scroll of good. I have this good berry scroll that none of us can use that I don't want to sell, and I don't want to pick up a few scroll cases to affix to my belt as sort of a bandolier for quick access scrolls.
Scroll cases. Nerd.
It's
Yeah,
like
well.
5-6 p.m.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know if anything's open by now.
Yeah, I mean, this is Waterdeep. There's still plenty of shops open. I mean,
City
except
that
for
never
banks.
sleeps.
Banks will definitely be closed. Because no matter what realm you're in, bankers' hours are a constant.
Yes.
9 to 4, except
Constant
for when
on the
it's
fire
convenient.
plane, constant on the ethereal plane, always constant.
That's right.
And I have all these. I have a bunch of pearls and moonstones that could consider trading for something. Well, I guess for now I'll just head to sleep. I'm exhausted, so.
Yeah, out of all the people, like, you should be the one
Yeah.
like pressing for. How many points that you said? How many points of
I got
exhaustion? do you-
3 levels of exhaustion.
Jesus Christ! You know, like I think
Yeah.
at 5 or 6 you die.
6 you die.
Yeah.
Let's see. 6 you
Okay.
die.
We'll just have to leave the
One-
castle there for a few weeks.
Find a replacement. That's pretty messed up.
You'll be down to 2 levels after a long
Yeah.
rest, right?
I'm
So-
I'm going upstairs and passing out, assuming we have a room.
In the castle, we do. Oh no, where are we? We're at the inn.
We are in
The inn.
Chestnut
the
Grove.
Chestnut Grove Inn. I'm not sure what ward, but that's where we are.
Okay. Northward, I thought. I feel like I heard that.
Regardless, I think resting is a good idea now.
I agree. Let's do it.
All right. So you guys are taking a long rest. Orson, you didn't have any.
Are we not gonna?
I had 1 point of exhaustion,
Okay.
but it's going away now.
All right. Okay.
No, I
good.
guess Leoson's taking care of the whole silence thing.
Yeah, he's probably off to go figure out what the hell that was. So when you awake in the morning, you're stirring around. It doesn't take long for you guys to kind of get ready. There's almost a sense of uneasiness where those of you with the higher passive perceptions kind of feel uneasy and kind of short-tempered a little bit. Brahm, when you wake up, you almost can notice what seems like a low hum or vibration, and as soon as you start to listen for it, it kind of goes away. It's almost like the equivalent of a cicada, making its noise
God.
outside, and then but very
So
faint.
annoying.
But
That's
very
the word.
faint. And as soon as you go to track down the source of the noise, it goes away.
Uh-huh.
But it's very, very faint. And then as you're getting ready, it just completely dissipates and you don't hear it anymore. As you're putting on your armor and stuff like that.
The silence isn't so silent.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it's
That doesn't make any sense. Shut up. Go back to sleep.
whole floor stand. Something
This
something
doesn't
big
even
is
work.
happening. Something really bad is happening. This is some crazy power right now, and I don't know what it is, but this is bothering me. Have I heard of anything like this in the past? Has anything like this ever happened before?
Go ahead and do a history check.
Oh, two. Yeah, I don't. Nope. I'm just real mad at this noise.
Yeah, you got it.
Yep.
Alright, so you guys move forward, get ready in the morning, and you go down and meet in the common room where breakfast is served to you. It is a medium-sized bowl of oatmeal, some bread, and a couple sausage links.
I steal one of Brahm's sausage links when he's not looking, and
Alright, sleight of hand, you gotta beat his passive perception.
Good
Wait, that's
All
luck.
people.
That's supposed to be
All
really good,
people.
isn't it?
It's
Good
insane.
luck.
What is your? Hold on,
And-
before you roll.
Floristan going all evil on us all of a sudden. Oh my god.
I just
So
wanted a
evil.
sausage link, dude.
You should cut him down, Aravan. He's getting really evil.
I rolled a
14.
14.
No.
Not good enough.
All right, Brom.
That's not gonna
You
be
see Floristan reaching out for one of your sausages.
Floristan, I suggest that if you want to keep that hand,
Okay, buddy, I'm sorry. Won't happen again.
okay. Next time, just ask.
Floristan
Just ask.
Floristan's kind of red in the face. He turns back to his own plate and he sees that his sausage links are missing now.
Oh, man. I cry. Floristan starts crying.
Lee lets out a little belch.
Yeah, naturally. Who else?
No, it's yeah. My 23 passive perception is hard to beat.
I think I even noticed that. At
A 14? I noticed that.
16 passive perception.
What are you guys looking at?
I got a 14 passive perception.
Everyone's just watching Floristan as he tries to sneak a.
It's so petty, too.
So as coffee and tea is being served, Leosin strides into the tavern and he walks over and sits down at your table and says, "Good morning to you all. How did you rest?"
Don't talk to Brom. He's in a mood.
All right.
Apparently, he didn't rest very well.
It's hard
No,
to
I
rest
slept
when there's this
fine.
constant ringing going on.
You've noticed it too.
Yeah, it's. What is this? Do you have any idea of what's going on?
Well, I haven't been able to learn the details, but from my informants, they say that is some kind of magical device being activated in a faraway land.
It's putting a lot of people on edge.
Oh, not only people who are sensitive, but the animals as well. Some of them have gone to high ground as if a storm was approaching.
So this is some sort of subtle magical effect, right?
Well, I believe
your
it's
mind?
I believe
Oh, no,
subtle.
no, sorry, out of character.
Yeah, think
It's
of
a
it.
physical effect
Correct.
originating from a magical effect.
Thank you.
Okay, I was hoping I could make a wisdom saving throw to try and notice it.
Like a distant earthquake or tremor, something along those lines.
Yeah.
Can I actively focus on it and try and notice it using a perception check?
I mean,
It's a
you can,
constant
but-
ringing, or
I
is
mean,
it like a
I have
one-time-
nothing new to add to this. That's all.
Okay.
But it does feels like a little bit of a constant. And like I said, as soon as you go to try to focus on it, it's like it disappears. So it's almost like when you are least trying to look for it, then you can kind of feel it.
Well, that's an ominous notion.
And you say you believe this is from something very far away? It's so strong that we can sense it.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I must admit that there are times that I don't even feel it, but some of my informants have told me of this, and we really need someone who is an expert on these kinds of things to speak to it. Have you?
Well, I mean, we might know some idea what's going on. I mean, because the cult was talking about their plans and where they were going, and they were going to go do something.
Shh, quiet. This is not the place for that.
Oh, I was super loud too. I mean, that was right out in the open. I was saying that, but
Floristan!
you're right.
Good thing there are many cults roaming around, and no one might know what exactly you're talking about. But
Which cult exactly?
yes, wait until we are in a private setting to discuss such matters.
Speaking of which,
I presume that you have all the evidence collected and are ready for meeting the council.
Yes, we do. Lee
yes.
points
Did you
his
set up
head.
a meeting time?
I was able to
When will the meeting occur?
at 5 p.m. today.
So we have some time.
Perhaps while we wait, you can direct us to a good shop for buying and selling magical items.
Ah, yes. Well, this is the City of Splendors, and I'm sure you can find many shops that procure different magical entities. I will write down a name of a place. This is one that I like, and they always give a fair deal. Their selection is slightly limited, but the prices are unbeatable.
Okay. One other thing we wanted to discuss was the payment of sorts. I remember we agreed to a sort of rate for our help in
Yes, certainly.
investigating the cult
I
months
believe
and months ago, back in what was that town?
El Tarel.
El Terrell. Yes, thank you, Lee.
why certainly. Why don't we square up now so you have some walking around money for Waterdeep? before this-
You
Yeah.
owe us a lot more than walking around money, my friend.
You see Leosin, he's like, well, yeah, he pulls out a parchment and starts doing the calculations, and one of the waiters that have been serving you, Leosin, like, kind of waves his hand, whispers something in his ear, and then the waiter nods and then walks off, and Leosin says, yes, I have sent him to go collect one of our money lenders, and he'll come back to bring you your payment, but let us discuss the amount.
I was really hoping that his eyes were going to go wide at some point when he realizes just how much he promised us.
Well, how much was it? Maybe my eyes are about to go wide.
It was. Oh man. It was like based on a per day thing.
Yeah.
Because it was the rate. It was the rate that
It was-
not a normal, but a sergeant caravan guard would get. You guys had negotiated.
Just
to
go
get,
with 15.
I mean, we could go at 5 at this point. It's gonna be like hundreds of days.
Has it been
Yeah.
hundreds of days? I'm not
It's
a...
Yeah, we were on the road
It
for
was
months, just
it was
doing
like-
the caravan guard thing.
Just between Baldur's Gate and Waterdeep was like 4 10-day, 5 10-day,
Okay.
more.
So
And then I'm not sure how much time passed between Waterdeep, the Mere of Dead Man. We went to Castle Naertar. From there, we went to the cottage.
Mhm.
I believe it was cottage.
It's the Haunting Lodge.
The
Hunting
lodge, yes.
So-
And then from there, we went to Parnast and dealt with the castle, and then dealt with the Bestier, and then traveled back to Waterdeep. What's that come up to, like
11.
11 10 day?
Mm-hmm. So it looks like
Fresh
8,
out of the,
so 8 gold per 10 day, so 88 gold. And silence because you guys are like, what? Should be 88 platinum, 88 gold.
I was thinking
Yeah,
88
gold.
platinum.
No.
See, I thought our agreement was something per day, not 10 day, but yeah, that makes it more reasonable.
Yeah. At the same time, I think we didn't have an expectation of exactly how long it would take either.
And then
So-
True.
Leosin also
That was
gave
an
you
unrealistic.
he
quest
gave
on our
you
part.
Hey.
some kind of precious emerald when you met up at Waterdeep. Remember
Did he?
remember from the river to down to Waterdeep? Or
We
sorry,
didn't meet him in
No, you didn't meet
Waterdeep.
him. You you're supposed to meet one of his agents who was he was sweetening the deal when you guys went from El
Oh,
Terrell
yeah.
to Waterdeep.
and I'm not sure who has them. Probably Lee.
I don't know what you're talking about. I've never heard of such an emerald.
I remember. I have a very keen mind. I remember.
I actually don't. Now I realize I need to be more detailed in my notes.
Yeah, if you
Yeah,
don't
it is.
if you don't have it on your loot thing, then you can add it on. Add on, exquisite emerald
Okay.
priced at
It's okay.
I'll add it
Next
to-
campaign, I'm gonna make a calendar. I'm gonna keep track of every motherfucking day. I'm gonna keep track of every motherfucking goal.
I gave you guys a nice inventory Excel document to use, but I don't know who's actually using
Yeah.
it.
No, it's
You
cool
are?
because we've also been slacking on rations and stuff, so I don't mind
Yeah.
playing a little loose with
Yeah.
things.
I don't like
Otherwise,
doing that
we'd
kind of
we'd
stuff.
owe a couple hundred gold in rations at this
So,
point.
how many gold pieces do we add to our inventory?
88 each. 88 gold each.
I think we can round up to 90. 90 is
I think we
good.
can round up to 100. Say, we
Two
did a
gold
lot.
bonus.
The Leosin's sitting there and figuring out everything. The older gentleman comes in and he has just a very small chest. It looks like almost like a jewelry box. And he sits down and him and Leosin exchange pleasantries. And Leosin says, "Ah, yes, and So I believe the equation came out to 88 gold total for each of you.
I do not do math very well, but 88 sounds like an odd number, if you will. Maybe 90 sound better. What do you guys think? 90? Yes. I mean, we had to fight dragon. We had to
we
fight.
went through a lot of
we had
shit.
We have giant on our side. There is definitely bonus for getting cloud giant
I
on our
won't
side.
complain
I
about
believe.
it, but 88 is what we agreed on.
Yeah. Everyone tried to rip off us. We are heroes and treated like common mercenary. Lee just shakes his head in disgust.
Are we
see.
though?
Do you guys want to try for persuasion?
Yeah, I'll try for persuasion. Hey man, we almost died. I almost died at least twice. I'm thinking like 3 times. We fought a dragon. We brought down all sorts of cult leaders. I think that we can do a little bit more than 88.
We have a couple interesting books that could sell for quite a bit.
Shut up, I'm doing persuasion.
Floristan, I see that you of all people should know that, and although you haven't been given a proper introduction into our organization, but it is for the good of the realm and not just for monetary gain.
No, I get that. I'm not talking for me. I don't need money. But our group, I'm talking for our group. You can go ahead and give my 88 gold to them if that's going to make it better. I'm not talking about me. I'm saying that our group sacrificed a lot to get us this far.
Frankly, I don't need the extra money. I'm fine with 88 gold.
He said he would split his share, so I take his share. We split Floristan share?
My
Is that
opinion,
what you
88
agreed to?
Is what we agreed to.
Yeah.
So
Leosin has a point. The money is for the good of the realm, not for our personal use. The good of the realm is more important. The good of the place.
Well, I mean, if you guys are cool with it, then I'm 100% alright with it.
Yeah. I will accept the 88 if everyone else is going to be so generous, we're helpful. But maybe instead you could assist me by helping me find a certain item I am looking for.
And what item is that?
They are called flying boots, yes?
I have some familiarity. I've heard of them before, I guess, but I've never seen them in action.
Well, this is City of Splendor, is it not? I trust that you and your contacts can assist me in locating a pair. I have plenty of money to pay for them. I just need to find someone who can provide them to me.
Yes, Lee, I understand that these items will aid you in your journey, but right now my agents are at full capacity and gathering information from all over.
Do you not have agents in the city? Do you not have supply chief, quartermaster?
Lee,
Ayah.
Lee, just give it up. It's not happening.
把我气死了啊.
Try the store that I mentioned, named Sword and Staves. Again, they'll give you fair prices, and hopefully the merchant there will be able to point you in the right direction.
Very well. I am done with breakfast now. Are you guys finished?
You know,
Can we go now?
Now that I think of it, there's something that the Harpers might be able to help me with. Do you guys have any experience in dealing with extremely useful and powerful sentient magic swords that also happen to have murderous intent on everyone?
Leosin gives you a weird questioning look, and he pauses for a second and says, well, no.
Well,
Here, hold his sword. Hold his sword. You will understand. Erevan, let him hold the handle real quick.
No, thank you. I will pass this. Again, my agents are stretched thin. Please enjoy your breakfast and meet me right here in the common room at 4 p.m. We will get ready, collect our thoughts and your evidence, and we will head over to the council chambers.
Lee leans over to Floristan and goes, "Now might be time to tell him we don't have that much actual evidence."
No, we'll just wing it. We'll wing it.
Okay, your choice. All right, thank you. Thank you.
Leos, and what What, in your opinion, would constitute as evidence? We have things that we found in the cult's possession. We have.
Well,
What else do we have, guys?
Here, let us discuss this in one of your rooms. And he motions upstairs to where you guys have your bedrooms at. You guys all kind of file into into the bedrooms and stand around, and he says, "This is as good a time as any. So tell me, evidence-wise, you say you're wondering what the council would deem as sufficient evidence. Well, I suppose you did mention that you slew Lady Resmere, did you not?
I slew her all right.
I don't suppose you, how do I say this, kept a war
Her
trophy.
her body's still in there. We haven't touched it.
In where?
In our castle.
In the giant castle that we parked outside the city? I think that's plenty of evidence as well.
Okay, then
I'll go grab her.
Start.
You want me to go grab her?
What about no, we can figure that out. Let us talk about what else you have first before we go dragging around corpses. What about
We have
the mask that she was rumored to possess?
Yeah, funny story about the mask. Lee can tell it to you.
Lee?
We saved this conversation for in front of council.
Well, you want us to argue between ourselves in front of the council?
No, you will not argue in front of council. You will let me speak my piece.
Okay.
Let us just say that we do not have the mask on us at present, but it is on our side in this war with the cult.
Interesting. Master Lee, I understand that you'd like to play your cards close to the chest before we speak to the council, but know this. No other faction is behind you and your group more than the Harpers. To keep us in the dark is unwise.
I am not going to keep it secret forever. I am going to lay it out as part of larger explanation to whole council.
Very well. What other items do you possess?
We have that book that's detailing the summoning of Tiamat.
Interesting. And you have this book on you?
Yeah, right?
I certainly do.
Because, I mean, like, that's the whole goal of what they're trying to do, and, I mean, it's right there.
Yes, this book was found in Resmir's room. And it details the summoning of Tiamat.
I have Resmir's sword.
Yes, a war trophy, as I described earlier. Resmir's sword will be a good thing to show to the council.
We also have her
They can
gloves
interrogate
as
the
well.
sword.
Yes, it is a sentient sword. An evil sentient sword.
Well, perhaps we can find someone who has the skill to do such a thing. But I do not, I fear.
Okay, so, as far as the mask goes, so we mentioned to you earlier to turn the agent of the cult, Talus the White, to our side, relatively speaking. Did we not?
And how relatively speaking are you?
Well, based on what we know, she wants to turn the cult towards a direction of more, still evil, still raising dragons for profit, using dragons for profit, but more in the terms of, localized
Not apocalyptic, not
Yes.
necromantic sense.
Yeah, they don't want to raise. Her faction doesn't want to raise Tiamat. They think that would be a rather bad idea. But it's not ideal, but it's something.
Well, I trust in your judgment. You all have made very good decisions so far in crippling this cult of the dragon. So, if you are able to make an ally out of Talus the White, then I suppose it would be the best course of action, or at least the one that we are dealt right now.
Right. So as I was saying, we gave her the Black Dragon mask to ensure her.
What?
I have to go outside and see about a thing. I'll be back later. 4 o'clock, you say, yeah? I'll be back. Bye.
And how? And you can trust this Lady Talus not to return the mask to her leaders.
Well, she participated in killing Rezmir, so I assume that she has burned her bridges with that faction of the cult.
You of all people should know that this cult is very loosely held together by fear and power, and there's all kinds of upstarts killing their masters only to take their place amongst the inner circle. And you tell me that she aided in the killing of Rezmir, and that alone is enough evidence to trust her with a dragon mask?
Guys, back me up here. Why did you trust her?
He's already out the door. He'd back you up, but he's not there anymore. He already stepped out to see about a thing.
Yeah, I wanted to kill her, man.
Yeah.
She was pretty convincing. Like she was really just out to save herself, and really her best interest is what she was worried about. And as long as we can keep these goals aligned, then really we don't have anything to worry about from her.
Yeah. To put it bluntly, we were put in a position where, as far as we could tell, we had no choice but to cooperate with her or abandon the investigation. And her price of cooperation was the Black Dragon Mask. Once I had sworn that agreement, I wasn't going to go back on my word.
That is a heavy price. I hope you were not manipulated by her and she is true to her word. Where does she currently reside?
She's at the hunting lodge.
Yes,
Yeah.
the hunting lodge
She
and
returned to
the
her hunting lodge, okay.
what was the name of those mountains?
Outside Parnas, Great Peak.
Great Peak Mountain.
That's her base of operations.
And when did you last see her? How long ago?
5
4
days, 7
4
days ago.
days.
Oh.
And
5,
she
4.
possesses the Black Dragon Mask, yes?
Look, it's just a mask, right? It's just a symbol of her being high up in the cult. If anybody was going to have it, then we'd wanted someone that we can work with at least.
Well, I will be honest and say I do not know if the mask is more than just a symbolic item. I believe it has magical properties, but if what you say is true, then perhaps it is only a symbol of someone's rank within the cult.
Like, out of character, Floristan remembers that it was not just the symbol, and it was magical, but I'm gonna try and convince him that it's not that big of a
Yeah,
deal.
we'll do a deception then.
How many of us have heard that? How many of us are aware that? Are we all aware that it's magical?
Lee is, I know.
Lee's definitely aware, but I don't.
I rolled a 20 on deception.
Oh,
Did Lee mention that to any of us?
I don't know, Lee.
Nope.
Did you?
I don't think I. Well, no. Let's see. I did
no, he
mention.
did.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mentioned 2 Talus that I saw. I had a vision of the, but you guys don't know to what extent it is, other than it gave me a vision briefly when I put it on.
Which means it's magical, and I
But
was
we were
deceptive.
all
Well, yeah, but
there,
not
right.
necessarily but not necessarily powerful or anything. It might just be like a, like a sending stone in a mask kind of thing.
Lee told us that when he put it on, he had some kind of magical vision. Briefly. So we know it has some kind of magical abilities, but that's it.
Alright, so yeah, I mean, so the deception almost wouldn't even, I guess, matter. But,
Well,
I
yeah,
mean,
because Aravan's going to speak up and be like, no, wait, we know it's magical.
okay, well, everyone's saying that, like, off to the side as Floristan's trying to convince him, like, yeah, it's nothing, and then everyone's like, no, I'm pretty sure it's magical. And Leosin perks up and he says, well, then I just hope
I mean,
that
we
we
don't
can
know
trust
what
her.
kind. We don't know what kind of magical, but when Lee put it on, he said he had some sort of vision. So
Do you think
it could just be some minor enchantment?
could I get away with polymorphing Aravan without Leosin noticing?
No.
I'm sorry.
Oh man.
Quite frankly, I'm of the position that cooperating with the Harpers is in our interest at this time.
I know you're a Harper. You're like trying.
I'm not a Harper. Yeah.
No, I mean Floristan. Floristan's a Harper, and he's trying to like lie to his boss and make you disappear.
He's like, no, don't do that.
Whatever.
Yeah, you can try to polymorph me. Try and get through my wisdom save.
What I will do is I will cast suggestion on him and tell him to shut up.
Oh, that's a wisdom save, right?
Yep, it is.
He rolled a 19. What was the DC?
17.
No.
You say.
Yeah, my nice bonus to all my saving throws is quite nice.
Can you cut in words that
No.
yourself?
not a saving throw.
Dang it.
Otherwise, yeah, I
You give
would have.
yourself bardic. You can't give yourself bardic inspiration. That's like 2 more levels, right?
So that has verbal and material components. So in order to cast suggestion there, did you like pull out your musical instrument and just strum it and be like, "Shut up"?
Yeah, I sang it. Yeah. All right, so now we're at split party in front of Leosin, who's. Oh, this is great. Good job, guys.
Brom, did you happen to prepare Speak with Dead today? Considering we have Resmir's body.
I mean, yeah. I mean, we can. I kind of always, after we found all those dead Harpers, yeah, we can talk to Resmir. That's fine.
She's been
Then
dead
there's-
a while, though, right?
That's fine.
Oh, all right.
And there's all the evidence we need.
That would be quite grotesque, but perhaps it'll work. What else? What other means of evidence
How
are
long?
you
How long
presenting
has she
tonight?
been dead?
Oh, like a week or 7 days, 5 to 7
Okay.
days.
Okay. We have a. We need to do that like nowish, like as sooner rather
yeah?
than later. Yeah. 'Cause
Well,
if
it's happening today.
Well, yeah, we're.
And that's fine. That's fine. Just we can't let it go much longer.
We
Well,
also
I
have Cloud Giant that could attest to our situation.
Yeah, he's been on the inside, too, so he could get you
Do
some
you-
pretty good
Do
information.
you have Gentle Repose prepared? Because doesn't Gentle Repose stop the clock?
It does stop the clock, but I do not have it repaired.
Darn.
Yeah. So we should definitely get Blagathkas.
How would the council react if we brought in Cloud Giant? How would the city react?
To who?
Yeah, man. It's the
To
big city.
Blagofkas walking around in the streets?
It's the big city. They've seen everything here.
Yeah.
Lee's gonna duck his head back in from when he stepped out and go, are we finished? Can we go shopping now? Maybe discuss this later?
Shopping.
Yeah, I think we could do that now.
So we have.
I don't know if there's any. Is there anything you want to discuss?
Yes. Well, so the evidence you are providing tonight is is Resmir's sword, and perhaps even her body, and some books that were in possession of the cult. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you think
And
that'll
all
be
the
enough?
information we all
Well, I hope
have.
you all are very persuasive, and if they are able to take your accounts and your eyewitness accounts at least with trust, then perhaps it will be enough. But if there's anything else you can think of while you peruse the shops today, please do tell me when we link up today at 4.
Well, I can be pretty convincing when I don't have party members contradicting me every other sentence, so don't worry about that.
Well, I won't have to contradict party members when they don't lie to allies.
Okay, all right.
Right then, I'll leave you to your own discussions. I see that this magical item is affecting all of us. Okay, well, don't wander too far, and I'll see you back here at 4. And with that, he walks
4
away.
o'clock.
Okay, what do you guys want to do?
Shopping.
Shopping.
We'll head to this. Sword and staves?
Okay,
I think. What's the name?
that's the name. Swords and Staves.
They have like a
I'll-
catalog or something.
You unfortunately didn't get it this month. The mailman wasn't able to find you as you were traveling through Faerun.
Damn it.
Yep, you should go paperless. I keep telling you.
Yeah.
All right, so you guys are all going together.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's our happy little walking bank lead.
I'm picturing a nice little montage scene right now. You know, everyone's swinging different weapons, putting it down, picking up a different one, maybe some different clothes.
Yeah. All right, well that's fine because if that's the case, I'll add a changing room with like 3 mirrors, and then you can come out and do a little twirl.
Or like that 360 mirror.
Clap. Yes.
Florestan spends way too much time in there. Like it gets weird. Like, what is he doing? But then he comes out.
Okay.
Like, oh, it's just Florestan.
All right, so you guys go to Swords and Staves, and as you walk in, it's a pretty well-stocked shop. Could use a little bit of a dusting here and there, but otherwise the shop is in good condition, and there seems to be a lot of different magical items, and they're just lying there on the shelves, and they have some price tags hanging off of them. But you do see a lot of good items that should be useful.
What's the security like?
Just one shopkeep.
Okay.
So the shopkeep is actually a pretty young man. Looks to be half elvish, and he's standing behind the counter, and he greets you guys, and as you walk in, he says, "Oh yes, come on in. Welcome to the Swords and Staves. What are you looking for?"
Flying boots.
Flying boots, you say? Interesting. I'm afraid we don't have any winged boots. Is that what you meant?
Yes, the boots that make you fly. You can call them what you like. Where I'm from, we call them flying boots. If you call them wing boots here, then okay, yes.
I don't have any winged boots in stock, but perhaps I can interest you in some gloves of swimming and climbing.
Yeah, I do not want to swim. I can run up walls. I do not need climbing glove. What else do you have for me? Maybe magic ring? Make me faster? Make me more dexterous? Something like that?
Ah, yes, well, if it's dexterity you're looking for, I do have some items over here. And he goes to a section, and you see that there are some rings. The gloves of swimming and climbing are in that section. And there's also like different, I guess, figurines and what's it called? One pair of boots. Well, here's some boots. I know they're not flying, but they are boots of speed. Would you be interested in that?
No, I am good, thank you.
So,
Boots of speed. Yeah, tell me about those.
all right. Well, these boots of speed are really quite a rare find, but they will allow you to click your heels together, and you'll be able to double your walking speed.
Oh, yeah. Well, I already walk pretty quick. Never mind. Okay, bye.
I might be interested in the boots of speed. How much would they be? How much would they be?
While you're doing that, I want to walk outside the shop and cast invisibility on myself and walk back in.
You still set off the door alarm. Ring, ring, as you walk in.
Well, I mean, that's going to be part of the process of me testing this out, but that's what I do.
All
What are
right.
you trying?
I don't know how well the Harpers will look on you robbing.
I'm not committed to anything just yet.
Okay.
So you cast invisibility, and as soon as you so the door opens up and the bell chimes, but no one's there. The party turns to look at the open door close, and all of you can see that over the doorway now, right above the little bell that chimed, is an eye opens up on the wall above the door. It looks to be it was carved in wood, and then as soon as the door opened up, it became lifelike. You can
Okay,
you can almost
I
see it
walk back
glisten
out.
with moisture.
I walk back out.
Close
I walk
down.
back outside. I walk back outside. I drop invisibility and walk back in.
Okay.
Ching-a-ling-a-ling, ching-a-ling. Quiet, Florestan.
The eye is still there, and it's
That's fine. That's
it
fine.
moves around the room, sometimes keying in on one of you and then moving on to the next person.
All right, I'm done with all that. Never mind.
Kind of sneaky. Not in the city of Splendor.
I noticed you had some figurines. What are those?
Ah, yes. Well, come look at this one, and it looks to be a figurine and carved into the shape of a raven. It looks to be made out of all silver. He's like, ah, yes, this figurine is quite an interesting item. Very rare and very hard to procure. But this particular silver raven, think of it as a wizard's familiar. For those of you who are not inclined in the magical or arcane arts, this silver raven will act as a real raven for almost half the day. And you can even use animal messenger spell on it at will. This is for the ones who don't practice in the arcane arts but are jealous of their wizard friends and familiars.
And
So you put a second level spell on a statue, and now you're gonna sell it for a lot of money, huh?
Well, if you don't agree with the prices, then perhaps you can try some of the other stores, and
Oh snap!
perhaps there are places that would
Yeah, I'm being
allow
a
a person
dick.
to walk in invisible and then walk back out.
Yeah, I had that. You're right. I had that coming. I'm being a dick. I apologize. I'm
and
dumb.
it behaves like a familiar, correct? Or is it just the animal messenger?
No, it behaves as a real raven for half the day.
And is that single use, or can it be used more than once?
Ah, well, it can certainly be used more than once, but only for the amount of time until it must recharge.
That makes sense.
My friend Grimmeth here, he has a familiar, and he's able to cast specific spells through it. Is my understanding that correct? That I would be able to do that as well.
Well, if you had the ability to do so, then I have seen wizards use their owls or animals before to cast spells through them. This will act in the same way.
Oh, that's so tempting.
Do they offer scrolls as well?
I thought you were about to say, do they offer a payment plan?
On layaway, is there anything I could get?
Yeah.
Well, we have trade-ins as well. The gems and such.
And the rings you have, what are they capable of?
What are you looking for? Something for the dexterous person, or maybe something to dodge easier?
Dodging easier would be quite useful.
Well, this is a ring of evasion.
Uh-huh.
What it allows you to do is, does have 3 charges, but anytime you fail in one of your agile saves or of the such, you are able to expend one of the charges to succeed instead, almost giving one a second chance.
I have a little under 2,000 gold pieces.
Well, if
have any
you guys are working on a budget, perhaps I can show you to the budgeted and clearance items.
That would be lovely.
What sort of scrolls do you offer? You sell scrolls, spell scrolls?
I do have some spell scrolls.
Interested in spell scrolls?
Oh, me myself, no. I get mine scribed down at the ward where they sell them at a pretty good rate.
Oh, really?
Actually, some of these scrolls might be worth something.
Yes. I will pick up a couple scrolls. Pick up Scroll of Catapult, the Scroll of Erupting Earth, and the Scroll of Featherfall. So it's level 1, level 3, and level 1.
All right, anyone else buying anything?
Nah.
Nah.
I'll trade in the Scroll of Goodberry if he wants it. Bring it down by half price of first level spell.
No, thank you. No trade-ins.
No?
That's a
Okay.
shame.
How would you accept payment? I have various gems and I have actual pieces.
Well, I only take cash, of course.
With cash? Okay.
I kind of don't regret being a dick to this guy.
I'm gonna try and I'm gonna offer 300 for all 3 scrolls. Since they're really not his specialty, and he probably just wants to get them off of his hands.
Okay.
Free up some more shelf space.
All right. Do a persuasion roll.
An 11.
All right. He accepts your offer.
300 gold it is.
So, my friend, is there any chance you know of another place that might have winged boots, maybe a ring of protection?
Well, my friend works down the street at the Tiny Orb. I believe they might have a larger selection of items.
Tiny
Thank
orb,
you very
you say?
much.
You're welcome.
We will depart for the tiny orb.
All right. Anyone else buying anything from the first store?
No.
No.
Okay. You guys go to the second store.
Does Lee offer loans?
Oh, he has before.
Yes.
Careful.
Only
though.
only 10% interest every week, every 10
Every
days.
week.
The potion of resistance against cold might be good.
Oh, yeah.
Considering we have a
white dragon on our tail.
rogue white dragon.
Oh, I'm gonna pick that up. If what we're potion of resistance is what?
There's also poison.
All right. What'd you guys decide? What are you buying or not buying?
I'm gonna pick up the mithril armor or the mithril half plate.
Okay. That's good. Yeah, we'll say 1,500.
I want to try and talk him down.
Okay. Roll a persuasion.
Oh, I want to play it. So I see that half plate you have sitting in your wall. It's probably been sitting there for a while, hadn't it?
Yes, for a little bit.
Yeah, probably had a hard time getting rid of it, haven't you?
Well, I mean, there are many shops on this street that sell similar products, so
Yeah.
it doesn't go as quickly as some of the potions.
Yeah, that sucks, doesn't it? So I have this leather armor that's gonna be a +1. It's got excellent defensive capabilities. So what I'm thinking is that we'll just go ahead and trade them, and then I'll throw you like, I don't know, 20 gold or something, and then we can just you have something that's easier to get rid of. You have something easier to get rid of. I have something that I'm going to use more often, and really the leather armor just looks better anyway. So I'm doing you a favor.
And this is, you say it is magical?
Oh yeah, it's enchanted to make it make you harder to hit.
Is it really magical, though?
It's a +1.
It is a +1?
Yeah.
Okay. So he takes it, inspects it, and he says, this is quite a nice item. I will accept this for trade-in.
Okay. So yeah, I'll do that. I'll give you that and 20 gold, and then we'll just call it good.
That's like
No, it's not a one-to-one trade.
And I know I'm giving you 20 gold. Do you think I'm just made of money? I'm doing you a favor here. You should be paying me.
Well, with the trade-in, I can give you the half plate for, say 1,300.
1,300. Are you shitting me? No, I will give you 700. And you are clearly coming out the winner.
I don't think you
You're
know
clear.
how
It's
negotiation
magically
works.
enchanted. It's magically enchanted. It shines on your wall. People will see that from outside and be drawn into your store, and then will buy other stuff. You cannot lose.
There is no sheen on this leather armor. What are you talking about?
It is after I cast minor illusion to make it sheen.
Is that what you do?
Yeah.
It's like,
Laura,
parlor
you are-
tricks and low-level spells are... My customers will not be tricked by such things.
Laura, you
Look,
are
I
a
don't
really bad
I don't
scammer.
need to I don't need you to convince me that I'm not doing you a favor with this. If you don't want it, I'm going to walk away.
Perhaps I can be of assistance. This necklace you have, can you please explain to me what it does?
How is that you being of assistance?
I am potentially going to buy more product, and perhaps he will give us bulk rate discount.
Ah, yes. Well, the necklace of adaptation is quite an interesting item. Have you ever heard of such a thing?
I believe I have. It allows you to adapt to the environment around you. Yes.
Oh, exactly. Yes. So, it's quite an exciting item, and unfortunately, many people aren't able to afford such a thing. But it is very, very useful for an adventurer such as yourselves.
Indeed, indeed. And I see you have a potion of resistance against cold. If I read this label correctly.
Yes, I do.
I see. So I will buy potion of resistance. I will buy necklace of adaptation, and I will buy my friend's mithril half plate here, all for, let us say, 3,000 even.
Let me see.
I am big spender. I have gold to give you right here, right now. No tricks, no funny business. Gold in your hand, my friend.
3,000 even for everything, and the leather
And
armor
his leather,
traded in.
and his leather armor. Correct.
Alright, do a persuasion roll.
I'm going to give him inspiration because I've been working on this guy too. So you can go ahead and add a D8.
Okay, I'll probably need it. 14.
Let's say 3,200.
Is that
30
including the armor?
Yeah, 3,200 and I keep the armor.
No. 3,200 and I receive the armor.
3,100 and you have yourself a deal.
And you'll be paying in cash?
I will be paying you in gold.
Alright, deal.
Excellent.
Douchebag.
Oh, what was that?
He did not say that. No. Hey, he was talking to me. We have a little bit of disagreement earlier. It is okay. Here is your gold, my friend.
Alright, he takes it and he gives you the items. So, necklace of adaptation, potion of cold resistance, and mithril half plate. And then Florstan, you will remove your leather armor +1.
And
Yep.
you still owe me 700 gold, my friend. Pay up.
Done. You can have it.
Okay.
Anyone else getting anything?
I'm gonna offer him the scroll of Goodberry, if he's interested in buying it.
Ah, well. No, we get our scrolls mass-produced.
Told you this guy's a douchebag.
Where do you get them mass produced?
Yeah, he gives you like a look, and he's like, first time in Waterdeep then? Our low-level spell scrolls are produced by the Mages Guild for a nominal fee. And for those travelers who have the money to throw around, they can make use of the Mages Guild teleportation circles.
Oh. Okay,
Well,
that's
la
good
di
to
da.
know.
You do not know anyone that sells winged boots by any chance, do you?
Oh, wing boots. Well,
As you can see, I am big spender here. I have lots of gold to throw around. Maybe you get commission.
I did think of some place I believe had a stock of what you were looking for.
Ah, excellent. Can you direct me to their location?
Oh, why certainly. It's actually not too far. It's at the end of the row, and gives you the name. It's called the Nostrum Arcade.
The arcade. Oh, do they have Pac-Man? That's my favorite.
I don't know what this man of the pack is.
Come, Lee. This guy's clearly uncultured swine, and we should go to where the real business is done. Thank you, sir. Good day.
All right, you guys walk out. You can head to the Nostrum Arcade, and Lee, as soon as you walk in, first thing that catches your eye is in there is a display where winged boots are behind this glass cube.
Okay, well, no,
Almost.
hold on. As we were walking
Almost.
from that location to this location, I'm gonna pull Florestan aside and go, okay, when we go into this place, you are going to show them Hopper badge. You tell them we are here on official business, and we are going to put it on Hopper credit, okay? I just got you your armor. You want your 700 back? I give you 700 back if you pull this off. This is official business. We are working for Hoppers. There's no lie here.
Okay, let's do it.
Excellent. All right. So now we go inside,
Okay.
and I see the winged boots.
You see the
And I
winged
go,
boots.
oh,
You see that they're in its own display by themselves. One shoe's sideways, the other's propped up at an angle. And you also notice that there's no price tag listed, while all the other items have their prices clearly stated.
I go.
That's not
Is
good.
there someone behind the counter? Is the place empty?
No, there's like three people working in there.
Okay.
Okay.
I go. Excuse me. Who can assist me with the items in this display right here, please?
Oh, I can.
Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, sir. No. You stand aside. I'm here on official business. I whip out my Harper's badge and say, "Are you familiar with this? Do you know what this means?"
Yeah, the girl that walks over to help you, she like stops when you cut Lee off and yes, I believe that's
Good.
a Harper's
Good.
badge.
Second question: have you seen the castle floating outside the city right
Oh
now?
yeah, it's marvelous. We saw it yesterday. Me and the girls went over to go look at it from the walls.
Did you see how it exploded that city back there?
No, I did not see that.
Oh, and I assumed that you didn't feel the massive vibrations of magic going on that's sure to kill everybody in the next couple weeks.
No, I did not feel that. What?
Okay,
What is
well,
going
the
on?
reason I'm here
Do a
is because
deception
the
roll,
Harper...
Florestan.
Oh, I'm happy to. And I got a 14. That's actually really not good for me. So
Yeah.
I am here
11.
on official business with the Harpers, and we are bulking up so that way we can keep you safe. And we, as I'm sure you know, have a huge stockpile of credit that are both within the city and throughout the world. You're familiar with this, yeah?
And you see she like looks back at the guy standing at the desk, and he crosses his arms and he like shakes his head no, and she looks back to you, he's like, no, I won't be helping you anymore, and she walks away, and the guy behind
thanks, Bob.
I'm just gonna distance myself from these guys.
the guy behind the counter he's like, hey, come over here, bring that badge you're flashing around.
I walk out.
Lee's gonna go up to him.
Okay.
Excuse me, sir. Is there a problem here?
So Florestan and Erevan walked out, and he's like, yeah, there's a problem. Your friend there walked around with some fake Harper's badge trying to shake down one of my employees.
I go. That was not a fake Hopper's badge, and we are the Heroes of Greenest. We have been saving this country from the cult of the dragon, and you should be ashamed that you are going to disrespect us like that.
You should be ashamed to flash around a badge for a secret organization. You think you're the first Harper, and he puts it in air quotes, to come strolling into my store demanding a discount?
I'm not demanding a discount. I'm demanding the equipment I need to save all of Faerun.
Harper, Lord's Alliance, Emerald Enclave, all of you adventurers, or so-called wannabe adventurers, want my
When he
items
says
at a
wannabe,
cheap
I grab
price.
his collar and pull him up close to me.
Alright, posing strength check.
I am very, very, very far away at this point, right?
Yeah, I'm just browsing the rest of the.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Alright, so
10 versus 19. I guess you win that slightly, just barely.
you like reach to grab him, and he swats your hand away, and he says, well, actually we'll do something charisma based.
You're just picking my lowest stat on purpose, right?
Yes. We'll just do persuasion. Just do a persuasion roll.
I'm trying to intimidate here. Everything here is towards intimidation.
Well, you already failed your grab, so I'm saying
Oh.
that if he takes you seriously or not.
All right. Fingers crossed here. Hey, an 8. Not bad for me.
So you go to like reach over the counter and grab him. He swats your hand away, and you see his other hand immediately goes underneath the counter, and then he puts both his hands back across his chest, and he says, "I'll just call the guards. You have 10
Excellent.
seconds
I
to
cannot
get out
wait-
of my store."
I cannot wait to explain to them how I am a guest of Council of Waterdeep and how I was treated in your facility.
After you accosted me, you think that the
You
guards
insulted me. I will not accept your insult. I am not fake adventurer. We are here on council business because we are very important adventurer.
Yeah, explain it to the guards. And,
I will.
He looks past your shoulder, and not long after, 2 guards walk in.
Ah, nice to meet you, gentlemen. Perhaps you are familiar with the Heroes of Greenest who are in town for a meeting with Council of Waterdeep?
And they ignore you, and they look past to the shopkeep, and they say, Oloran, is everything all right? And he says, no, this man tried to accost me, and also him and his friends were giving my employee a hard time. He keeps spewing out how they're heroes and Harper agents and whatnot, but then when he put his hands on me, that was the final straw. I want them out of my store. And the 2 guards look to you and is like, sir, let's talk outside.
Excellent. I will be back, sir, with deed to your store when council finds out how you treat us. Goodbye to you.
Yeah. All you adventures are the same. Alright, you walk out, and the 2 guards kind of walk out to the side and like, alright, so, is this your first time in Waterdeep?
Do you know who I am?
No.
Lee,
do
I don't
you-
think anyone knows who you are. Sirs, we're terribly sorry. This is our first times in Waterdeep, and we are...
Whoa, no, stand back. And then like he's like one guy like motions to you as you guys are closing in on them 2 and Lee. These are
not
your
trying
friends,
to-
I presume?
Are you familiar with Ontha or Leosen or any of the Council of Waterdeep?
Lee,
I believe
shut
you
the fuck
should
up.
have you should have gotten message. I believe guards who
Lee-
went out to Floating Castle yesterday were made aware of who we were. Yes,
Lee, shut the fuck up. You're not. You're.
I am what? I am telling the man the truth. I am speaking the truth. Also, yes, the other day the regular guards did know who we were. We announced ourselves, did we not?
Yeah.
The regular guards escorted you guys to the city where Leosin took you guys over.
Right. But
Even if
we
we
told them
assume-
who we were. We told them
Even
we were
if-
there on council business.
Even
right?
if we
That not-
assume that our presence in the city has the level of, I don't know,
Notoriety.
notoriety that you're suggesting, you're being a colossal asshole.
Ah, that is not the first time I have been accused of that, but that is the last time you will call me by that name.
Yeah. I mean, we did see the floating castle, and whether or not you're linked to it is no consequence.
Excellent. Can I have your names so I can tell Council of Waterdeep later today?
Sure. This is Varro, and I'm Eldir.
Excellent. And who is your superior?
Sergeant,
Can I speak to
I'm
your
Fallon.
manager?
Excellent. Excellent. Can you take me to him, please?
Oh, we're taking you to him.
Excellent. Most excellent.
Oh.
Let us go. On our way.
I want to speak to your manager.
As you guys are walking, one of the guards grabs you from behind your, right behind you, like right on your tricep, kind of like interlocking. Please do not cause a scene. We won't bind you or anything, and we'll walk you to talk to our sergeant.
Can I dex save to pull out of that?
Wouldn't it be
It's a
acro-
grapple, so you can choose dex or strength.
Should be athletics or acrobatics, right?
Yes, athletics or acrobatics. You got it.
27. I go, get your hands off of me. I will come with
Nat
you.
20.
Don't worry.
That was a crit, so yeah. 20. Alright. So he, like, you immediately pull away from him. He's like, do not resist.
Lee, really? Are we really doing this, Lee?
Yes.
I'm completely ignoring
These
them.
people are racist against the show. It is because I am sure, isn't it?
No one cares what you are. You're just you're being a nuisance. We'll get you out of here, talk to our sergeant, and he'll make the judgment on whether or not you'll be spending a night in jail.
I most definitely will not. You will be spending the night in unemployment line.
Just come with us. Now, it's
Alrighty,
your
am.
choice. Are you walking with them, or are you...
Yeah, I'm going with them. I'm just not letting them grab me as I walk.
Okay. So as you guys walk, and what is the rest of the party doing?
I'm going back to the inn.
browsing the shelves,
Yeah, so, guys,
completely
so,
ignoring
should we
them.
move on to the next door? Oh, wait,
I
no,
have
we have all
some
our money.
interest in.
I'm gonna go follow Lee, make sure he doesn't keep himself permanently in jail.
I mean, are you sure that's a good idea? Frankly, at this point, I would just be avoiding being associated with him.
No, because it's gonna look real bad if we show up to the council meeting with one of our members in jail.
It will. It will.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go follow.
All right, and how much...
I can't believe
I'm
that
gonna-
it's Lee causing this problem and not Florestan.
I know when to quit. I can quit anytime.
So as Lee's walking with the two guards, as you're walking down the street, they encounter a couple more guards, and very quickly your group turns into four guards and Lee, and one of them notices Brahm following at a distance, and he breaks away from the group, and he's like, "Yes, sir. Can I help you?"
We're his legal counsel.
Well, you can find him over at the northwest tower. That's where we'll be taking him. Our sergeant Anfallen will make the decision of whether or not he is truly in trouble, and if he isn't, then he'll be at the front doorstep.
Excellent. I appreciate that. If you don't mind I'll just follow you there because I'm new to the town and not exactly sure where that is. Obviously keeping distance, and I don't want to impede you any further.
All right, do a persuasion, please. Okay. So he looks you up and down, sees you're fully armored, your weapons. He does notice your holy symbol, and he kind of straightens up a bit. He's like, all right, sir. Just please keep your distance, and when we get to the tower, you can wait outside until we are finished with your friend, and I can assure you that I will let you know what has been decided.
I appreciate that. Thank you. All of the guards at Waterdeep do a fantastic job of keeping the city safe.
And he just looks for a second and walks back. All right, Lee. So you get led to the northwest tower. It's just a tower built into the wall, and nothing special about it necessarily. It is busy. There's guards coming in and out, and they lead you into the door, and when you go in, there is a desk in front of you, and there looks to be a older, grizzled veteran guard sitting there. And the guard says, Sergeant Anfallen, this man accosted one of the merchants down at the Wizard Row, over at Nostrum Arcade. Sergeant Anfallen looks up from his paperwork and name.
I will answer to no such charges until the Council of Waterdeep is brought here to account for who I am. I will not be insulted by lowly snake oil salesmen who try to call me fake adventurer.
All right. Well, if you don't want to give a name, then why don't you sit in the cell and think about it? When you're ready to talk to us, then
You
let
can get
us know.
Council of Waterdeep. They will tell you who I am.
Yeah, and I suppose the Queen is going to come pick you up here in a little bit, too.
Cut to Florestan. Bum 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 bum. Just kidding. I'm not gonna go get him.
Oh, come on. I thought you were going to go steal the
That was a
boots
bit.
while I was distracting everybody. I thought you were about to, like, you know, come down from the ceiling of the shop to grab the boots and rappel back up.
No, that was all. Sorry.
All right. So the guards that are on your side, at Sergeant and Valen's word, they bind you and put you in chains.
I'll accept it and go, I am going to remember this and make sure you are all without a job by the end of the day.
Oh,
This is how you treat heroes of Greenest and guests of Council of Waterdeep? Interesting.
Heroes of Greenest, you say? Well, we're the Heroes of Northwest Tower. And there's a chuckle that goes around. And, well, take them down into the cells and let me know when Lord Neverember comes to release him.
And when he does, I will make sure you are fired.
Sure. Well, I've heard it all. Get this crazy guy out of my sight. They take you downstairs, winding spiral staircase. There's another guy at a desk waiting at the bottom. He looks up, and at the name column, the guy just shakes his head. So he writes in John Doe, and then they take you to one of the cells and open the door, and one of the guard motions with his hand for you to go in.
I go
I
in.
think we might need to find a new monk.
Okay. All right, you go in, the door slams shut, and you see around you there's 3 other guys inside the cell. There's one straw mat that looks to be in just decrepit use. It stinks of piss and shit. So someone must have used it to wipe their butt. And there's a bucket in the corner where the rest of the refuse is being kept.
I'm going to
The guard
right next to the door.
The guard hits his little baton on the gates, and he says, "Put your arms out." And you see that there's a little slot for your little rectangle where you can put your hands through.
Okay.
You put your arms through. He takes the shackles off of your wrists, and then he collects them, and then he's like, "Wait here until we figure out what's going on with you. Take it from there." And he walks away.
Well,
All right, so you guys are standing outside the Northwest Tower. The guard
I'm
that
still in the.
who's still in where?
I was still in the
He's like,
shop.
I'm still shopping. I don't give a
follow
shit.
Or anything. I
All right, so you're still
Grimace
shopping
here.
at the where is it? Nostrum Arcade.
picking up a couple scrolls and a potion of healing,
Okay, so
and I'm gonna offer.
subtract the money. Are you
Well, I'm gonna offer
bartering?
him a loose pearl that's worth 150
Okay.
gold pieces, and the scroll of Goodberry, or the two level 1 scrolls. And a
Nobody
potion of
wants your
healing.
scroll of Goodberry. Really.
No one wants the scroll.
No. But he will take the loose pearl.
Just the loose pearl for the.
No, as part of payment.
Oh well, I was trying to make up a different scroll of Goodberry. Guess not.
Well, go ahead and
So yeah,
go ahead and do a persuasion roll. We'll see.
persuasion.
Beat an 11.
I roll an 11.
He will accept your pearl by itself and no money for the items that you
Okay.
wanted.
No scroll either. You can sell this and make money off. Oh, okay.
But if he doesn't even want it, why
Fine.
would you give it away?
I will accept term.
Just please take it. I don't even want any money.
Use
Just
it.
take
Use it at dinner tonight.
I'm
You can
gonna
eat some
ask
good
him
berries.
If there's any place in this entire city who specializes in scroll and may want this, other than the Mages Guild.
I'm afraid not.
Can't
The
extend
Mages
to
Guild
my
has a
only-
pretty tight rein on the scroll scribing in this city. All right, so the rest of the party
So I
standing.
guess that'll be.
Yeah, the rest of the party standing outside of Northwest Tower. The guard that agreed to notify you, Brahm, walks out, and he's like, "Hey, your friend, you know, a little bit of a problem, but if there's any anyone you know that can speak on his behalf. He was spewing a lot of crazy names and people, but otherwise the sentencing will be in the morning.
That cannot be. If you don't mind, would it be at all possible if I spoke to your sergeant?
So, yeah.
Oh man. All right. Well, Sergeant Unfallen's not really in a great mood, and your friend definitely didn't do anything to help that.
I'm sure he didn't.
All right. Well, just one of you. We'll come talk to the sergeant.
I think I'll have the better odds.
Where's Floor standing?
Yeah, you think you can be more convincing than I can. I think no.
Am I the only one who stayed back?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, Aravan, if you want to, you can, but I'll also go in. But no, you go ahead.
Meanwhile, Grimmett looks up from his shopping like, wait, where'd everyone go? What happened?
Wait a minute.
You guys, I got rid of that scroll.
Please take this scroll of Goodberry, and then like Lee's getting dragged away. Who's going in?
Aravan is.
All right. So Aravan steps up and he's like, "All right, follow me." And goes up the stairs into the tower, and he goes, "Sergeant Unfallen." Yes. What is it? This gentleman right here wants to speak on behalf of our newest prisoner. I can't get anything done around here. Okay, what's going on? There's some kind of mental illness, some kind of condition. You're gonna tell me a sob story why I should release him? Guess not. Alright, if you're mute, turn around and walk out. I got paperwork to deal with.
Only if arrogance is a mental condition. Ugh. Lee is irritating at times. However,
Is that his name? How do you spell that?
L-I.
Alright, and then you see him scratch out John Doe and write in Lee. You don't happen to know his surname, do you?
Afraid not.
Interesting. And this is a friend of yours?
Adventuring companion, whatever you want to call it.
Great. Adventurers. We get
Yes.
plenty of groups. You low lives turned adventurers want to go rid the world of all these evils. Instead, turn into a bunch of brigands and highwaymen.
I'm sure that is a common occurrence, and I can empathize, sir. However, at least a part of what he told you was almost certainly true. We are legitimately adventurers. We do legitimately have a meeting with some important individuals coming up. And you're familiar with the giant castle floating outside the city wall?
Why, yes, I am. Some
We
take
did-
it as a sign of some kind of new era, and we've already had a couple crazies on the street corners saying it was the end of times.
That's ridiculous.
I agree.
We showed up in that. We have a certain alliance with the owner of the castle, who would happen to be a giant.
All right. Well, you didn't seem crazy at first, but now I think you belong on the street corners with the hobos that are spewing out all this propaganda about end of times.
Look, it's not end of times crap. You're aware, of course, that giants exist, and that some of them own floating castle.
I am not aware of that.
You're aware that giants exist.
I mean, I've heard of them in stories, but never seen one myself. I believe
and
they're
you're
just fairy
clearly aware
tales.
that floating castle exist. Are you?
Well,
are you-
besides the floating castle outside, that's the
you're
I've
aware
never
that
seen another
that
one.
floating castle.
I do agree that is very interesting, and not interesting, but I've never seen anything like it in my life. But how can you prove that you're from this floating castle?
How can I? Short of getting the giant to come down, which frankly even I don't want to do.
You're not threatening me, are you?
No, I'm saying literally, get the giant to come down and say, yes, I own that castle. I imagine that if a 20-foot tall giant strolled into the town, it would cause a lot of interest, and you would accept that, yes, he owns the castle. How can I prove it? How can I prove it?
And even if you were from this castle, what does that have to do with your friend accosting a merchant in his own store? You know he could be brought up on attempted robbery charges.
And he would deserve them.
Doing a good job, Aravan. Keep it up.
Yeah, you hear Florestan call out from the window. He hasn't heard anything you said. It's just actual no sarcasm. He's actually just cheering you on from the outside.
Well, perhaps we can parole him.
Ugh.
Is there a bail we could pay?
Yeah, he puts his pencil down, and finally you have his attention, and he says, "I suppose we could work out a price. What's it worth to you?"
We don't have a standardized system of bail.
Make sure bribing him.
You barter that
to
shit.
lock you up.
You're like, you don't have it? Well,
I
of course
really
we do.
expected-
Of course we have a standardized bail. And then he picks up his pencil, goes back to filling stuff out. You can post his bail in the morning after his sentencing.
Well done. So I would like to, since I know this is taking so long, I'm going to cast invisibility on myself. And can I see a way inside?
You got the front door, and then there's a couple windows facing into the city. And on the outside facing out, there's the small, like, arrow slits. Smaller. Like,
Okay. Would I be able to get in any of the windows?
Yeah, you could fit. You could fit in. You couldn't fit on the outside because, well, you could, but you'd have to scale the outside of it. But for the windows facing into the city, the first one's about second story, and then the next couple of windows are at the third story.
Okay. I'm gonna dimension door inside one of them. Inside.
Second floor or
Alright.
third store? Third floor.
Probably third floor.
All right.
Okay, while you're doing that, how about this? Listen, sir, I am a paladin of Aminator, a god who I am sure you have heard.
I'm not much for religion.
Well, he's the god of law and order, among other things.
Well, that's great. Is there anything
So I
else you
think
need? A formal
I think you
complaint
can-
or?
I think you can trust that if you parole him under my command, I will ensure that he returns for trial.
No. You're not a bail bondsman. We will not be doing any such thing.
That's disappointing. Well, I've tried everything I can try.
You know your way out. And he motions to the door behind you.
So realizing just now.
Hold on, Florestan.
with
No.
help from myself.
Nope. Whatever you're saying is no. Yeah. No.
Uh-oh. Okay.
All right. So you dimension door onto the third floor,
Yeah.
and as soon as you come through your dimension, you see that you're standing in the middle of the barracks. And there's guards sitting around. Some are sleeping, and the ones that are like getting ready for their shift stop and they look at you. There's like,
And I dimension door back out.
okay, back out to the group at the front.
Yep, and then cast invisibility on myself again.
Okay,
And fucking run
which direction?
towards the end. I don't know.
Okay, so you run off, and the rest of the party just sees a Florestan pop in and out, and then a dust cloud, invisible dust cloud, just go off running away from you guys. Aravan walks back to the group from the main tower door, and he's like, "Well, I tried everything I could." All right,
But
what do you guys
to be
want?
blunt, he made a good point. Lee legitimately did just try and rob a store.
You don't know that.
All right, let's go back to Lee down in the cellar in the prison. You send there the other three guys. It looks like two of them are content to just sit in their filth and just stare at the wall, and the third one though is kind of eyeing you, and he looks to be a greasy older guy. His clothes don't look too disheveled. It looks like he hasn't been here that long, and he's like, what are you in for?
I am here because I had too much sex with your wife, and now she is dead from joy.
What? And he approaches you and swings at you.
All right.
That's the last mistake that guy ever made.
I know. Should I even bother pulling up a stat block?
It's a commoner. It's like 1 HP.
Make his head explode when you hit him. Oh. Yeah, let's.
Somehow this session turned into It's Always Sunny. Westeros.
About to fight
Or
Ricky
whatever.
Cricket in the cellars. Alright, so to hit. Misses you. Swings wildly.
You never mentioned that I was actually disarmed, but we'll assume I was at some point. I'll just unarmed strike, 5 fingers of pandemonium, and I'm gonna do non-lethal.
Okay. So like you dodge and then you like do an open palm strike right into his chest, and he staggers back for a second, and he's like, "Oh, what was?" And then he falls backwards and just falls off on his back, right onto the disgusting straw mat.
Attempted robbery.
The other two guys that are in there kind of find a different corner to scurry to, and they're like, we don't want any trouble. We're just here serving our time.
And then Lee sits back down.
All right, what's the rest of the party doing? Grimmeth, you're let's go to Grimmeth. So you got
Let's see.
you got your shopping
So I'm
bags.
confused as hell.
Looking
Walked
around.
out, stepped out of the store, and I'm like, where the hell is everybody?
We're living up life in the big city, man.
Yeah. No kidding.
I had so many other things planned for you guys, but this is fine.
Could stop
Well-
at the Mages Guild, try and get rid of this goddamn
God.
berry.
I don't know, man. You've been
Throw it at someone.
Oh, what time is it?
it's like late afternoon at this
How
point.
much time do we have until
Until
so I
4
can
o'clock.
copy some of these scrolls?
Let's say it's 1. Let's say it's 1:30, 2 o'clock. We'll say 1, just to make it easy. So you have 3 hours until you need to be back at the inn.
Okay.
Are
I
you
guess
gonna-
I'm just gonna head back to the inn and start looking at the scrolls. Start copying some of them.
All right, you make 10 more scrolls of Goodberry in your time.
No!
All right.
Grimmett, you'll never guess what just happened.
Oh, is Flourish
Yeah,
back?
Floristan did run back. That's true.
What happened? I stepped out. Everyone was just gone.
Yeah, Lee's in jail. I'm probably
He's in
wanted.
jail.
We couldn't get him out. They might release him in the morning if we pay him a bunch of money, but yeah, I mean, it's not great right now. We're kind of in a little bit of trouble.
Wow. You guys always get yourselves into trouble.
Yep.
I'm surprised it's not you in jail.
You know, you're the second
I guess
person
it's
to tell me
fitting
that
for-
today.
I guess fitting for Lee. Alright, well, I'm just gonna wait here for everyone.
You're going to go
First off, I want
scribe?
to copy some of these. Yeah.
Okay. All right, Brom,
Copy,
Aravan. You guys are standing outside the northwest tower.
So we're not getting Lee out.
I guess we're going back to the inn because we're not getting Lee out. I couldn't convince the guy.
So we're just gonna leave the guy who has the most experience with. Yeah, great.
With what?
I don't know, Aravan. We're kind of in a very public place. Maybe we shouldn't be having this discussion right now. Look, let's. I don't know. This is great. This is great.
Look, Lee tried to steal. Lee tried to run.
You don't know that.
Quiet down, you.
Assuming
I
Yo,
had that
bird.
conversation with
Fair
Floristan on the side. As far as you know, we went in and there was a scene. You don't know I tried to steal.
Well, they did see you grab the guy or attempt to grab him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't know I
I'm
tried
not
to
sure
steal.
What Lee did, but he
I'm
definitely
slicker than that. Come on.
I don't know what Lee did, but he was definitely resisting arrest.
I'll
Which
accept
is
that.
fair. That is fair.
And yeah, there was only so much I could do. I tried to suggest letting us bail him out until his sentencing. I tried to suggest, paroling him under my watch, since I'm a paladin of Amanadar. But nope, the guy is the worst kind of government functionary. The kind who is completely jaded with his job and has no passion for ensuring the smooth function of society. What would you have done?
No, everything you did was fine.
I didn't want to go. I told them that we came in the castle. I didn't want to go waving around the name of those involved for obvious reasons. Confirming his ravings.
No, it's everything you did was right. It's just Lee pushes things too far, and now he's in jail. So great. We're gonna have to go to the council and man down and look irresponsible. This is perfect.
I say we just write him off and find him.
Start rolling another character.
I don't know what to do. This is
Let's face it. To put it bluntly, let's face it. Our party is not always that responsive. Between Lee and Floristan,
What do you mean?
Hey, this is between Ervan and Brahm.
Right.
I think this is the first time the two lawful good people are not. Yeah,
lawful
the
neutral, two lawful people. Two lawful people.
Have spoken up.
Commiserating.
Yes.
Yeah, maybe we should be the ones to break away from this fucking group.
this is getting a bit much.
First, Floristan causes trouble. Now Lee causes trouble. They cause trouble. A lot of trouble.
Yeah, they do.
Wait, isn't Lee also lawful?
He's lawful.
Yeah.
Lawful evil.
Lawful evil. Yeah. I have my own code.
Mhm.
It includes not taking shit from people who call me a fake adventurer.
How will Leeson react to the news? Will Lee be sentenced to death? What will happen at the council? Find out next time on 20 Ways to Die.